Hey guys, this is Erimus Prime from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs. And today with me, I have Darth Forge. Say hi.
What's up?
And Luke.
It's me!
Luke, you're new.
I am new.
So, if you didn't figure out from the video title, which I don't know how,
Which I know.
this is our Star Wars podcast. This is our first episode of Holocron Herald. And so, yeah, this is a thing now. I've wanted this to be a thing for a while, and now it's finally happening.
Yay.
I'm glad you're excited. Okay, so, which news item would you guys like to do first? I have
You already know the answer.
What?
You already know the answer.
Yeah, alright, let's do that first. So, John, you have not read the new Darth Vader comics, correct?
I read Vader Down, and I read, like, the one...
We're talking about, like, the brand new series. It's only on the second issue of him.
Yeah,
right
isn't there... Wasn't there one where he finds something out and he gets so mad that he cracks the window in a Star Destroyer?
That's one of the new comics, but that's not his new. This is the new series that we're talking about. Takes place right when Revenge of the Sith ends. He's going out to build his lightsaber right now.
Oh, I heard about that, but I haven't read it.
It's really nice. So, Luke, are we going to delve into spoilers here?
I can do a quick, overview of it.
Okay. Let's go for it. Because it's all over YouTube. Like, even if you don't read the comics, every single Star Wars YouTuber is putting up videos about the stuff. So, and none of it's, super... There hasn't been any, huge twists yet or anything. So it's really small stuff. It's only the second issue.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to discuss, the first issue and the second?
Sure, let's go for that. So, what did you think of the first issue? First impression of this series. What did you think after finishing?
Do we have to summarize it first, or?
Give your thoughts, then we'll summarize it. Whether you liked it.
First issue, I really enjoyed the amount of canon they threw in there. They added a lot more stuff, but it wasn't necessarily forced in. It was all part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I was gonna say I was surprised by their decision with Yoda's lightsaber originally, but in terms of my enjoyment of the first issue, purely just enjoyment, definitely thumbs up. It wasn't super exciting, but at the same time I was really interested. So I thought it was interesting, not necessarily super exciting. The first issue.
Oh, I was fine. I loved it for the storytelling aspect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It was given a good intro. So, to summarize it, basically, it takes place right when Vader gets the suit and the table is lifted and he yells, "No!" Except in the comic, he literally just says, "No." It's not long and drawn out. He just, "No." And he lifts up Palpatine, which, holy crap. Palpatine makes it clear, never touch me again or I kill you. Then they talk about the fact that... then he shocks him, and he's like, use your lightsaber to defend yourself. He goes, it's lost in the fight with Obi-Wan. He goes, no, it's not. You haven't built your lightsaber. And then we see them burning a ton of lightsabers that belong to the Jedi that were purchased from Order 66. Masamida? Am I saying the name right? It's a blue guy. Yeah, I think it's something like that. He tosses Yoda's lightsaber in the fire, so that is no longer a mystery why Yoda doesn't have where Yoda's lightsaber is in the other movies. I mean, you see him lose it in Revenge of the Sith, but now we know exactly what happens to it. It gets destroyed.
Oh, wait. You know what I just thought of that would have been awesome?
What?
If they would have, shown that Yoda's lightsaber survived or something, and that's the one, Luke ends up with. Since he ends up with a green one.
Oh, like that crystal?
Yeah, what if he would have ended up with, Yoda's lightsaber or something?
That would have been interesting. Part of me, whenever they first showed that they had all those lightsabers, I was like, ooh, he's going to take Yoda's lightsaber crystal and corrupt that, and that's going to be the one in Vader's lightsaber. But then they didn't. They destroyed it, and Vader's like, you could give me any of those, even Yoda's. But I understand a Sith lightsaber is taken not given.
Ooh, this leads into some questions that I had ready.
All right, go fire away.
The first one, you know how he said like the no and he threw him back?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you're not supposed to be able to like really affect another Force user with your own powers.
You can't unless you're insanely powerful or like some kind of burst, you break them, something like that. And he was...
Yeah. Like, what was the power scaling there? Just like in that instant, he like strong-armed Palpatine, who solely fought with the
for a split second, because he tried to keep doing it, and Palpatine was like, "No." Palpatine regained control, but he was shocked at first. Yeah, I mean, you got to take into account this is literally the Chosen One, and he just found out that the thing he ruined his life for died. Padme. Like, he went through all of this just for Padme, and then finds out that Padme died. So, I don't think anyone could have really held him back for that split second until Palpatine regained control.
And the other question that I thought of that I had written down was, you know how like the lightsabers are taken for the Sith?
Yeah.
How did they do the Inquisitor ones?
The Inquisitor lightsabers?
Yeah, because they killed a Jedi then.
Some of the Inquisitors, well, actually, a lot of the Inquisitors in canon have been said to kill Jedi. We just haven't seen it. But some of them were Jedi Temple Guards, and therefore they could have corrupted their own lightsaber crystal too.
Yeah, do you think they'd allow that just because they're not true Sith?
Probably, because again, they're like you said, they're not true Sith. So I don't think they really care that much, I would guess. But it is kind of interesting. You know what? That question makes me think of another. Do you think we'll see the Inquisitors in the Darth Vader comic at all?
I don't know how far this one's going to span, but I would imagine at some point with a Darth Vader comic, they'd have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't they include the Inquisitors just because Darth Vader couldn't go after all the Jedi and do his responsibilities?
True, which it was kind of brought up in the first issue. Palpatine's like, I know you really want to go out and kill Jedi, but we got more important crap to do right now, is basically what he says at a certain point.
Other things to do than kill our enemy.
So I feel like it won't happen for a little bit yet, because this is just after Revenge of the Sith, so they still have some organizing to do before they start the Inquisitorium. Like, they don't... Yeah. They're getting the Sith set up and running right now, let alone getting their little sidekicks ready. So I feel like that's down the road, but I definitely could see it later in the comic. Darth Vader maybe training for a few panels or something, or commanding some Inquisitors. It'd be interesting to see some training.
Oh, yeah, that's... So you think that we're going to see a lot of Sith training?
I don't know, because I feel like Palpatine's Sith training on Vader is just setting him out to do crap. Like, not really him actually training him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I'm like, okay, we just learned how they get their lightsabers. Do you think they'll have like different forms to use them or something? Since it's not technically theirs, I don't know if it'll obey them in a certain way.
I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, but, so, now, moving on to second issue. Which was your favorite between 1 and 2? Which did you like more?
2, just because it was Savage.
I know, same. He actually starts killing people. Man, he goes all out on a bunch of clone troopers. How... I didn't understand that at first. Why? Why?
It's so unnecessary.
Like, I get that he's really angry and stuff, but like, Anakin really cared for the clone troopers during the Clone Wars and stuff. Why is he killing them for no reason? Like, I get if Palpatine sent him on a mission, like, specifically, like, you know, break into here and do that crap, but like, why did he just do it on his own?
Yeah, how much do you think of Anakin's really left? Because he was very brash with this so far, since he's freshly Vader.
True. He doesn't talk like Anakin anymore. That's been clear. Like, you know, like the dialogue that he's had, it's very clearly like Darth Vader stuff that he's been saying, like the way he's been saying stuff, which I thought is interesting. Like he hasn't said anything that reminds me of Anakin, only Darth Vader, like the way he says his lines. Like whenever Palpatine said, "How's your armor?" he goes, "It is acceptable." Like Anakin wouldn't ever say, "It is acceptable."
Pause.
Like he wouldn't pause like that. I don't know. I find it weird that it transitioned that quickly.
I feel like if we see his thoughts, that would definitely help more.
True. Especially with the clone troopers, because again, I do not understand how he just. I mean,
So
why
wait,
he just.
there were no thought bubbles?
No.
No, I don't think.
You know what? Maybe there was in the first issue. Actually, I don't think so. I think it's purely dialogue. I could be wrong though.
The first issue, I don't think there's thought bubbles, but there's like the narrator saying like, "Oh, they observed this," or something like that.
I thought Vader was the narrator. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't. That's not something I really paid attention to at first.
Yeah. Oh, so biggest. Okay, so I would say that the biggest thing that has come out of this comic so far is the fact that Vader's armor is not a hindrance to him anymore. Like it doesn't. That. Yeah, they address that. Sidious says, "How's your armor?" and he goes, "It is acceptable." Like it's not. I mean, it's possible that it is painful, and he's just saying that like, you know, whatever, it's fine. Like he's just angry and he doesn't care and he's determined. But like, I think they're making it clear that like, yeah, his armor isn't that painful to him, which is very different from Legends, where it was extremely painful to him, and that's what made him more powerful.
Yeah.
And so that was like a really huge part of Legends.
Isn't that his little chamber from Empire Strikes Back? Isn't that what that's for?
What? To make him
because wasn't it in the Darth Vader book? Wasn't it in the Darth Vader book that whenever he's in that little stasis pod, he gets to be able to breathe in that atmosphere, but like also it doesn't do whatever it does to stop the pain. So that way he feels pain, and that's whenever he meditates and focuses on his pain. Wasn't that in the Darth Vader book?
Yes, but wait, is that canon?
Yeah, the Darth Vader book that came out.
Yeah, that's canon.
So he's in pain in that chamber. Huh.
Yeah, whenever he's in there, he's in pain and meditates about his pain and stuff.
That's interesting.
Okay, well, no, what I've seen with it is when he's in the chamber is he likes to think about Padme.
Yes, yeah, they've made that clear.
And like what he could have done.
So how do you feel about the change of the fact that his armor doesn't hurt him, and so that's not powering him more? Like that chamber might still do it, but his armor that he wears just all the time isn't necessarily hurting him. Do you like that change, or do you not like it, or do you just not care?
I don't really care because it just doesn't really matter, to be honest.
My question is I'm cool with it if they can do it right, but how strong do you think he is going to be compared to like Legends?
I think he's going to be just as, if not stronger than Legends. I find it interesting because, like, in Legends, that made him so powerful, insanely powerful, because it took his biggest disadvantage and he made it his advantage, and that was such an amazing thing. But right now, we're going to see him become just as powerful, probably, but without that. So I feel like that means he's more emotionally just completely messed up than he was in Legends, where he needed that pain to make him... He needed that physical pain to make him more powerful. But as we saw in the first panel of the comic, just his emotional damage has made him so powerful. And so I think it's interesting that they're not taking the physical route, they're taking the emotional route in terms of what gives him his power now.
He's so edgy now.
I think it's a bold thing to do, in all honesty, because everyone's complained about Anakin in the prequels. It's like, oh, he's so whiny and like emo, all that. Like, but essentially, this is Darth Vader, so he's cooler. But he is essentially just being emo. Like he just hates himself. But as I've said before, I've talked to you with the Darth Vader versus Darth Maul in Legends. Like that most epic moment where he kills Darth Maul. He said, "What do you hate?" Myself.
Yeah.
Like, that is my favorite moment, hands down, that Darth Vader has ever had in comics.
Oh, that's art. Yeah, it's
And
art.
so
It's
I feel like they're taking that direction too. Like they're taking that, like, what's all your hate come from? It's not pain from his suit. It's hate for himself, and they're doing it in a way that I actually like. So I hope it continues to do well in that aspect. Do you have any more things you wanted to talk about with the Vader comic?
I just wanted to add with like the armor thing real quick. I think that like since it's not a hindrance to him, he could potentially be stronger because now he's also physically a monster because he can move so much faster now and just like freaking beat people into the ground.
True. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Yeah. Which is nice because who doesn't like Darth Vader's beating down on someone, let alone just cutting them? You know, forget the cutting them down, just beating them down.
All right. I got like 2 more questions associated with it. Not to waste time though.
Okay.
So with the bleeding process to turn it into a red lightsaber, I have not managed to read the Ahsoka book, but I know you have. How does that work in purifying it again? Because bleeding is you're making it cause pain. What is purifying like the duality of that?
I'm gonna be straight up honest. I haven't finished the very end of the Ahsoka book. I'm right at the part where she's about to build her lightsabers. I haven't got to the part. Do you know if she purified her crystals or what? Did she?
She got from Inquisitors.
Oh. Well, you just spoiled the book for me, man. Thanks.
You just asked. It's been out for how long? And you've been reading it for months.
I know.
And now I know that Ahsoka's still alive in the Ahsoka book, so...
The Ahsoka book is before
Real
Rebels.
Yeah, but you'd never know if she'd die.
Oh my god.
She could have been a Force ghost in the entirety of Season 2.
Wait, hey, it's better than the theory that she was the wolf in the trailer for Season 4.
I'd be cool with that.
No, they confirmed it's not true, so...
Here.
Well,
What if it's just a misdirection confirmation?
And the last question associated with the comic, the Barrage Oath. What do you think...
Oh, wait, I'm lost. What is that?
For the second issue?
You're right there.
Barrage. Oh. Yeah.
What do you think are like the ramifications for that, and what do you think this guy specifically did that he had to take it?
Wait, so is it something you're forced to take, or you choose to take?
I want to say you choose to take it, but it can be like strongly implied you should, because they said this guy's purpose was to fight. He didn't want to be diplomatic. He just wanted to fight.
Yeah, that's interesting, especially because he's been in it since before the Clone Wars, right? At least it seems that way. So that was a time before Jedi were actual like warriors on the battlefield. I feel like he must have been, I don't know, he must have done something, right?
Yeah, and he has lightsaber scars across his chest.
I know.
So
who'd he fight? That's my question, because the Sith weren't out and about yet.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I feel like this could be used beautifully because I feel like him and Darth Vader can relate on a lot at this point because he's like, oh, I was a Jedi, but I just wanted to kill. And I feel like Darth Vader can relate a lot to him, like, as they're fighting.
I wonder if this guy still believes in the Jedi Order, though.
Yeah, because he's dedicated to just the Force itself, so I'm not really sure what he wants.
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I would think that he wouldn't be super strong Jedi, but I don't know. I'm very curious to see for the third issue how it turns out with him in that Jedi, just because we obviously know the outcome, right?
Yeah, and he beats him without a lightsaber.
I know, that's what I'm looking forward to, is the fact that this guy is supposedly like an amazing warrior, bred for combat and sent away.
That's why the physical part is going to be involved.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why they did that. If he's in pain, he'd have to get used to his new suit and everything, and he wouldn't be able to take on this guy yet.
And can I just say, I love Darth Vader's droid that he has right now.
Oh, yeah, his droid. Oh, man, it's so funny.
And I think he's going to get killed the droid.
By
I think it's,
Vader, or just he dies at some point in the comic?
I legitimately put thought into this. I think it's either the Barrage guy's going to kill him, or something's going to piss off Vader where he just crushes him.
I don't know. I feel like this is like Darth Vader's equivalent to R2-D2, too. Like, that's just how it seems like how R2-D2 was to Anakin. Like, this droid is that to Vader.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to have him up into the point like he truly becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah, and then I think once he truly becomes Darth Vader, I think he'll be the one to destroy it.
Yeah, like he doesn't need anyone.
If I had to guess, yeah. Yeah. I kind of thought I had another question about the comic, but I think it had to do with the Jedi, so I think we're good, unless you have it. Do you have any more?
No, I'm good. I fanboyed enough.
I was going to say, totally love this comic, so if you're not reading this comic yet, you definitely should be, John.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Anyways.
Screw it.
Yeah, oh, jeez. I definitely think that it's the best Star Wars comic out there right now. I am interested in the Maul one, but I didn't get the first couple issues, and it's on issue 4, so
I can actually fill you in a little bit.
Oh, do you want to talk about the newest one? I watched a video on the newest one, so I know what happens.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if nobody minds spoilers.
So, yeah, minor spoilers, because there's nothing huge that happens in the new one, because they're just about to fight at the end. So it's not like we know the outcome yet or anything.
Yeah, I just like how he's like, oh, this is exciting above all else.
Uh-huh. I love how the Jedi Padawan, she says, "May the Force be with you." And he goes, "Spare me your stupid Jedi saying. The
Yeah.
Force is always with me."
And
I find it awesome that Cad Bane is working with him.
Yeah, I found that kind of like, how old is Cad Bane really then?
How old is he?
Yeah, is it like how old is he in like the Clone Wars then? Because he looks like he's in like his 20s when he's with Maul.
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, if that comic takes place, like a year before the Phantom Menace, max, I think. I could be wrong. And so the Clone Wars start right after that. So,
But did they ever say how Maul got his saber?
His lightsaber.
Yeah.
I want to say that was. Did you read the beginning of the series? Or no?
I think I did. I'm just drawing a blank right. I feel like I know the answer. I
feel like I didn't read the beginning of the series. I thought that they said that one of the issues was dedicated to him at least getting his lightsaber or something like that, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Because I wasn't really sure about that myself.
I could be wrong on that, though. I honestly don't know.
I feel like we're shunning John so much right now.
Yeah, John, why don't you like comics?
He's in a barrage.
Okay, you of all people know I like comics.
Yeah,
but do you know the one Star Wars comic that I did enjoy?
What?
It's the Kanan the Last Padawan.
Yeah, but
I
actually enjoyed that.
So you don't matter.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
I didn't read that
but
either.
like,
Oh, no,
I was
that's
so
not
mad
true.
that they.
I read a decent amount of that, actually.
I did not at all.
I was so mad that they canceled that. That was so cool.
They canceled it?
Yeah, it's no longer going on.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that.
The whole deal with the clone troopers and the Order 66, how it messed them up mentally, and then one of them actually overrode it to help save Kanan later, like, that was actually, like, a really well-done emotional moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna say that I didn't read a ton of that series, but that is certainly a part where that was very well done, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Of course, with you.
Spare me your sayings. The Force is always with me. But anyways, so moving on from comic stuff, let's move on. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, because this is probably what everyone is talking about and thinking about right now. The elephant in the room, which is the fact that, is it Lord and Miller? Lord and Miller? There's two of them, right?
Yeah.
It's Lord and Miller. They're no longer directing the Han Solo movie. And is it Ron Howard?
Correct.
Ron Howard has stepped in to direct. So, well, let's start off by saying, does this director change your thoughts on how you're looking towards the movie? Like, does this change your attitude towards it? Like, does it make you less excited? Does it not make a difference to you? Like, has it changed your thoughts on the Han Solo movie and how you're thinking about it still? Let's go. Luke, you go first.
I'm going to be honest. From, like, the moment I heard it was going to be a thing, I was not really happy with it.
And so you're still like that right now?
Since he told me about it, I read a little bit about it. I feel like the director change, like, for me personally, isn't going to make, like, a huge change in my dynamic for it until I actually see it. It could be really good. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the change in director could cause a problem because they said they're still going to use a lot of the footage they took.
Yeah, in all fairness, there's been lots of director and production shakeups with Star Wars movies in general. So I wouldn't say that it's going to cause any that it necessarily no one should go out there and be like, oh, the movie's ruined, they switched directors, there's no way they're going to recover it. Like, they've dealt with things just as bad, if not worse than this before. So whether or not it changes your attitude towards the movie, I wouldn't say that the movie is ruined. You didn't say that, obviously. No. I'm just saying.
John.
Yeah, John, what do you think? Does this change how you're excited for this movie or not?
Honestly, I don't feel like anybody can. I feel like I was never on board for the Han Solo movie because I feel like nobody can ever play that character as well as Harrison Ford would. Because, like, you could watch it, but I don't think it would be the same. Like, it would never be the same. Like, it would just seem off. You know what I mean? So I never thought I never thought that I would like it. And honestly, this just makes me more worried about it.
So, this doesn't change my worriedness for it. Like, this doesn't make me any more worried than I already was. I'm skeptical on the fact that, yeah, we're having someone else play Han Solo. I am totally keeping an open mind about it, though. It's really hard, because, again, in my head, I'm like, how? That just doesn't make sense, but I am going to give it a shot. I'm making sure that I go in not biased against it without any reason. I want to make sure that I watch it and I enjoy it how it's supposed to be before I try to tear it down for the fact that, yeah, it's not Harrison Ford as Han Solo. It's definitely not the spin-off movie I ever would have asked for. But to be honest, I am kind of looking forward to it in terms of, like, the fact that how much... It's probably going to be a funny movie. So I think I like that. It's probably going to be the funniest out of all the Star Wars movies. If I had to guess, I'm just assuming because it's Han Solo. But it'd also be interesting to have his character fleshed out more in canon. Because, like, we don't know anything about him in canon, really. We know bits and pieces, but he doesn't have an origin in canon.
I don't remember if this is canon or not, but what I heard or read about was the way he met freaking Lando was they were in the same military of their home planet, and that's why he has like the stripes on his clothes or something, because that represents like you're a captain or something. I don't remember if that's canon or not, though.
Gotcha. I don't... well, it's definitely not canon now because Han Solo's origins are not canon in anything. But, they might take that route because I know Han Solo might be in the Empire, stuff like that, and then he leaves, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm very conflicted on this movie. If I had to say my stance on it, it's very conflicted because I'm not against it, but I'm certainly not like... Well, I'm pro for giving it a chance, but I'm not necessarily super happy about it. If you understand what I mean. Like, I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I want to give it a chance, and I'm making sure other people be like, hey, you know, give it a chance, stuff like that. But at the same time, am I really happy that we're getting a Han Solo movie? It's better than no movie, right?
Yeah. You know what I care about more than anything is if Boba Fett shows up.
Thank you. I was literally just about to say that. I really hope he does. Apparently, he was supposed to be getting his own spin-off movie. Not that that's been unconfirmed or anything, but he was supposed to get a spin-off movie, and that's supposedly not happening anymore. And part of that reason was supposed to be that he's going to be have a somewhat big role in this movie. I certainly hope so. That'd be a lot. That'd be very appreciated and probably necessary to draw a lot of people in. Because it's not that this isn't. It's a Star Wars movie, so obviously it's going to sell well. But in terms of the fact that it's a Han Solo movie that's not Harrison Ford, stuff like that, that's giving people an opportunity to be like, I'm going to skip that. And so I feel like there's definitely going to be less money made with this movie. But you bring in Boba Fett and you use him right in the trailers at least, you're going to get people to go see that movie.
Yeah, because they obviously know each other before the movies.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like Darth Vader, like, you know, with the Rogue One, is if you just show that he's in the movie, there are gonna be people that go because of that. It's not gonna be everyone, but there are gonna be, like, you're gonna cement a lot of people, like, who are borderline. You're gonna be getting them hooked if you just show the fact that Boba Fett is in this movie. You know, like Darth Vader and Rogue One. So, you know, I hope this goes well. The director shakeup, I find it interesting. I want to know what the heck these directors did that made them so creatively different. Because they said that the difference that it really is because of creative differences. What did they want that was so not okay with the higher ups at Star Wars and Lucasfilm and stuff like that?
I heard it was just the fact that the directors are really into improv, and was adding so much improv that the higher ups weren't okay with it.
And that's what you heard before too, right, Luke?
Yeah, and here's a stupid question. I feel like I could be overanalyzing this, but why did they care about that so much? Like,
I feel like that's because it's
the
no
director
longer,
or the higher ups.
You mean the higher ups, right?
The directors were the ones adding the improv and like improvised lines, and then the producer was the ones they'd usually butt heads with, to the point that they had to have the writer come out and argue with them.
I feel like the higher ups were angry because it's no longer the script that they'd approved. Like, there's a script that was written and approved by them. They were like, this is okay, you can go do this. But at a certain point, when you're improving a bunch, you're getting to the point where not necessarily that it's bad or anything, but it's no longer what they approved. And so if you keep doing that over and over, you can have something totally different, and they don't have total control over it, which is what they wanted. I'd probably prefer it the way with lots of improv, because that's so Han. So, like Harrison Ford, several of the key moments for Han Solo were improvised and not in there. Like A New Hope, where he answers the comm, and he's like, as a stormtrooper, and he's, you know, like, oh, everything's fine in here, you know, how are you? You know, one of that funny moment, totally improvised because he couldn't remember his lines. And so I feel like improv is a good thing. I don't know how much they were using, so in all fairness, I can't say that, hey, they're in the right, definitely. But I feel like it would be in spirit for the character and just the movie in general for there to be plenty of improv, and I feel like it'd make it a funnier movie. But in all fairness, we're not going to see whatever it was that they intended, so we can't say whether it was good or bad. I certainly hope that they keep the tone for the new director and stuff like that. I'm wondering how much impact Ron Howard is really going to have on this, though, since they're probably pretty late in the game so far, aren't they?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like June or July. No. It's supposed to be like within this time of like next year or something.
in like May.
Yeah.
Is it May or June? I don't know. You're right.
Yeah,
though.
it's in summer though.
Yeah. So it's a year away, which means they probably have there's going to be reshoots, I'm assuming, just because it's always built in. It's not anything bad, but so you can change some, but still you can't change the entire movie. I don't know. I'm interested. I can't wait for a trailer for this movie because I feel like this is such a weird concept and just idea. The fact that it's happening is so strange that it hasn't really totally hit me yet that it's honestly real. Like, I get it. Like, I know it's real, and I'm trying to think about it, like, but in all honesty, it doesn't feel like it's happening yet. So, once I get a trailer, then we'll actually have a look at what the heck this is. So.
How far back do you think it's going to be?
How far? In between Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One. I'd guess. No. I totally take it back. Well, maybe it'll start then when he's really young, but I feel like most of it's going to take place. Actually, it would still be around that time period. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. It's before A New Hope, so I guess I'm still. It's before A New Hope, but I was thinking more in between, like in the middle of the time gap between Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One. But honestly, it's probably closer to Rogue One than Revenge of the Sith.
Because... All right, I got an interesting concept here. Since it's a Han Solo movie, it's an anthology movie, like his past and everything. What points or like moments do you think are absolutely necessary to explain his character?
Well, him meeting Chewie. That's going to be in there, for sure. Him getting the Falcon from Lando.
Shot first.
No, he's not gonna shoot Greedo. That's in a different movie.
I would love if it ended actually like him going into the bar.
I really hope it does. That would be great.
That would be awesome, actually. Do you think they're gonna try and like hint that Chewie's in like part of the Rebels or something?
I don't know. I feel like that'd be a smart thing to do, but I don't know if they're actually gonna do it. Do you think there will be a single lightsaber in the Han Solo movie?
I hope not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like Rogue One. You don't want that.
See, but in Rogue One we did get it. For one scene. Hands down best scene in Star Wars. But.
No.
Yes. Tell me one scene that's better. On its own.
It was good, but...
Just an individual scene.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
I hate you. I hate you.
You're out of the podcast.
Just done. You're done.
The scene.
It just turned into
the arena scene in the Attack of the Clones.
Oh, really? You're gonna say Attack of the Clones is the best scene in Star Wars?
Wait, are we saying strictly movies?
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Movie scene.
Hold on. No, the scene in Episode 6 where Luke burns Darth Vader's body.
Why?
And it has the awesome music going. Because it's, like, so iconic.
No, if you're gonna go for iconic scene, it's the no, I'm your father. But
you almost said it wrong there.
I know, I was gonna say how most people call it, but then I was like, you know what, this is a Star Wars nerd podcast, people should know what it really is. But again, as an individual scene, I still think Darth Vader's scene in Rogue One beats that scene, because that scene you need to have build-up for and understand what's going on.
No.
Yeah. No.
How about the scene in Episode 4? No, you will die. Unlimited power.
Do that.
I hate all of us right now. Myself included.
Okay, if we're going like in with the shows and everything, I think one of my favorite scenes is when Anakin's with the son, and he shows him what his future is going to be.
Oh, and you see Vader.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't do. Like, he's like, what? He's like, why do I have to cause so much pain?
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite part from the shows is, I think it's the I just lost my train of thought. Wait, yeah, hold on. I'm going brain out on what the guy's name is.
Tarkin. Thrawn.
No, Thrawn. Yeah, when Thrawn says, "I will show you what it means to dare speak against the Empire." Favorite line.
Oh,
My favorite scene from the shows would either be Anakin versus Ahsoka in Rebels.
I don't really like that.
Really?
No, there's no.
The
What are you talking
moment-
about? There's no fight between Anakin and Ahsoka. It's it's Darth Vader and
Well,
Ahsoka.
no, see, because in that fight, she cuts off the mask, and there's a split second where he debates not killing her. Because she said, I'm not going to leave you again, and you can see him, he's looking around. And then his eye goes dark, and he turns on the lightsaber, and he says, no, you die. And so you see that conflict. You see that there was this.
No, it was still red whenever. It was still.
It was a Sith
still
eye
had the
because
Sith
he's still a
eyes
Sith,
whenever-
but you could tell he was looking around, like he wasn't dead focused. He's like kind of scrambling to just know what to do. He doesn't know what to do, and then he just realizes he's like, I have to kill her. You're dead.
I disagree because just for the sheer point that they did a ranking of who he wants to kill most, and she was on it. She was like number 2 or 3.
Wait, I'm confused. Wait, you disagree that he thought about not killing her?
Yeah, I don't think he did.
I think he did in that split second, but I don't know because I didn't write it, but
That's what the comments are for.
that's what it seemed like, at least to me, like that moment, because he's looking around, he's all like, I don't think he's shook up because the mask got cut off. I don't think he's scared. I think it's just like, holy crap, that's my apprentice. This is me.
I'm so proud of her.
I'm so proud of her for cutting off
Okay,
my
time to kill
mask.
her.
Oh yeah, okay, now you die. But I also like Maul's death, which was
Yeah, dude, I was just gonna say that.
extremely controversial scene, even for me at first, because I was just like,
You debated the shit out of that.
what? Like that was 3 seconds, but man, it was so good.
I just felt so bad for him when he because I feel like the second he showed up, he doesn't hate Obi-Wan. He just because he feels like a bond with him. He's like, oh, you used to be so great. Why even this shithole?
Yeah, exactly. Then he says, and then his dying words. He's such a Sith. Avenge me. Well, no, he'll avenge us. But either way, the avenging part. It's like that's what he cares about. Which again, I feel so bad for Maul.
Do you think he's a Sith at the end still? Because he just goes by Maul by his own choice.
Okay, so like officially or like mindset? Is that what do you mean?
I'm talking about like
Title?
Yeah, how he refers to himself, pretty much.
No, he made it very clear when he showed up in season 2 of Rebels. I am no longer with the Sith. He's like, I hate the Sith for what they did to me too. So he's very much not.
I had the same argument with somebody on the YouTube comments about how no, he's still a Sith just because he acts like one. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he still acts like one and still has the mindset of one, but in terms of actually being part of the Order, oh God, no, he's not.
No,
he has the Sith rage for the Sith. Because if anything,
which really that's not Sith rage. That's just the dark side.
Yeah, but it's like in terms of how the Sith use it, especially how he uses his rage and that kind of stuff for his power.
All right, I know bad podcaster. I got to eat while I'm doing this.
That's okay. I was totally eating earlier. No.
Hashtag not sponsored by Fit and Active.
Well, I was eating Ritz and spray can cheese, so there's that.
I was eating Taco Bell.
Yeah, we went over that before the show started. We are all so healthy.
I'm just here eating 100-calorie thing done by me.
Only 100 calories. Wow. Someone's proud of their thin body.
How many midichlorians are in there?
Oh, man.
Dude, one of my
Metachlorian counts off the scale.
One of my favorite things I ever heard was, I think it was Star Wars Theory. He's like, yeah, guys, I know I said the M word, but as long as Phantom Menace is canon, so are they.
Midichlorians, the M word. Wow. Okay.
Do you know what else is canon?
Sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse.
Such an asshole.
Yep.
We're editing that out.
It gets everywhere.
Okay. So
Every time John talks, just edit it out.
I do have a question. What is the era of Star Wars that's your favorite? So, either prequel, original trilogy, or sequel. And this is counting all material, not just the movies. What's your favorite era?
Are we saying just canon? Or should we do both?
Do both, yeah.
Well, put them separate, though.
Yeah. I'm saying do say canon, then say not canon. Luke, you want to go first?
I would say canon is during the Clone Wars and everything, so I guess prequels, because that's just like the most we know about, really, is my whole reasoning.
What's your Legends?
I'd say afterwards, because I absolutely love Darth Krayt.
Ah, gotcha. So, post original trilogy.
And that's what they've fleshed that out really well over time.
Mm-hmm. So, Darth Forge, what is yours?
For canon, original trilogy, no doubt. But for Legends, would it count if I said the Old Republic?
Yes, you can totally count that.
Well, then the Old Republic.
I did. Sorry I didn't tell you that. But I was thinking.
No, I'm still probably gonna stick with my answer just so I can never be wrong.
It's so tempting. I want to go with both of those for my non-canon, but I'll say my canon. My canon, first off, is
Do it.
Prequel, just because of Clone Wars. Clone Wars, I love so much. Not even just the show, obviously the
Remember
show.
those freaking fan art John showed us?
Why'd you have to? Why'd you have to remind me? Anyways, Clone Wars.
To fly for a Jedi.
Yeah, pretty fly for a Jedi. I hate that he's Starbucks in that though. Like, jeez, it's so terrible.
That's not Starbucks. It has a different name.
Stop talking. God.
You look bad and you should feel bad.
So prequels are my favorite canon era, especially because Rebels is I still count that as prequel because it's before original trilogy. And so if you have Rebels and Clone Wars in a single era, I gotta pick it. So for canon, we're going with prequel era. For Legends, I'd probably have to go original trilogy just because Darth Vader is my favorite Star Wars character. And not because he's super cool. I mean, like, character-wise. Like, all the crap he goes through and the character development and stuff. It was so good. And just hands down, favorite comic moment to discuss is Darth Vader versus Darth Maul. And a Legends comic, obviously, because that is not canon. Man, Darth Vader is so good.
Oh, I remember when you were telling me about that. I was so in love with it.
If you had to pick a single moment that represented Darth Vader in the best light, it would be that moment where he just... Okay,
this was from, I think this was from, it might have been Vader Down. Well, one of my favorite moments is when they're like, stop, you're surrounded. He's like, no, I'm surrounded by spear and dead men.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that's...
That was Vader Down.
That is Vader Down,
and he sets all the grenades off.
That's so good. Just, So yeah, for my Legends, I would say original trilogy. Even though it's really hard because, like you said, I love Darth Krayt and that whole era and everything that happened with that. But at the same time, I love Old Republic. There's a ton of characters I love from Old Republic, but Darth Vader, hands down, makes the original trilogy my favorite Legends era.
Okay, you know something that pisses me off about Star Wars?
What? What is it?
That I just feel like this is a problem in a lot of shows. Is like the power remains in the bloodline. Like there's not just all these strong people popping up or anything. It's always like connected to the bloodline somehow.
Well, but in all fairness, like Clone Wars kind of doesn't have that because you have like Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin. But yeah, as the story goes on, you're probably right. I mean, sequel trilogy, who knows, because we don't know if Rey is a Skywalker, but
That's like an hour discussion in itself.
I don't even want to have that discussion. Like, God, people, just wait for the movie.
Think of the views.
Hashtag your Snoke theory
It's
sucks.
Jar Jar's granddaughter.
Jar Jar
Never even
reincarnated.
heard that's a joke or anything. That's... Oh, I hate you. Man.
But you go.
If you had to guess what family Rey was, just right now, just one word, I don't want a freaking explanation. What are you going to say?
British.
Nobody.
She just popped up.
Wait, so Luke, are you saying Obi-Wan? Is that what you're saying?
Okay. I believe in a couple of theories here. Because I have an explanation, just to piss you off. What if she's like another chosen one? Like she was made from the Force like Anakin?
I've heard that theory, and I think it's kind of bull, because I think it takes away from the whole fact that there was a chosen one prophecy for so many thousands of years, and it happened, and it's chosen one, but then to have another chosen one just like not even a lifetime after.
What if it was split up
Too soon.
like since he was dark and light? What if it's split up between her and Kylo?
That'd be interesting. Part of me still wants, I'm not saying this is what I think, but wants Rey and Kylo to be brother and sister, just because I feel like that would be a really...
Boo.
No,
Boo.
come on, that'd be such an interesting
No, that's
dynamic.
stupid. It's this. No, it's the
That's-
same. It's pretty much the same reveal as the Empire Strikes Back reveal.
And then
You
everyone's gonna
can't
give up.
It's
say
the same
that
reveal.
unless you see the reveal, because
I
how
can
they
say that.
No, how they reveal it is a huge part in saying, like,
To reveal that they're family members at all is exactly the same. In the second movie, revealing that they were related is the same reveal that they had in Empire Strikes Back.
yeah, but your relationship between a brother and a sister is a whole lot different than a dad and a son.
Can we just acknowledge that guaranteed?
It's the fact that they're both. What?
Can we just acknowledge the fact that guaranteed, when Episode 5 originally came out, there was someone that's like, oh, he's probably his father or something, and everyone thought he was stupid. There was that one person.
There's that one person. Yeah, I think they're definitely related. Sees the movie. I was right. But then no one cared because everyone's like, yeah, everyone knows that now.
Freaking idiot.
Yeah, there was. I heard the story that the Irish actor that plays the physical Darth Vader, he at a German convention, a convention in Germany, he accidentally spoiled to like a room full of people that Vader is Luke's father, and so one room of people knew that Vader was his father.
I'd be pissed off, actually.
Really? He spoiled it? Because, like, I thought he was totally, like, left out of everything in terms of what was going on in the movies. Because he didn't even know he was being voiced over.
Yeah. I feel
He was
so
that-
bad for-
He didn't know that he was being voiced over. That's terrible.
Well, I'm sure he knew by Empire Strikes Back.
No, I know he knew then, but, like, obviously they weren't into telling him a lot of important stuff. I mean, I guess he gave the line, even though it's not how we hear it in the movie, but whenever he's acting it out, but I don't know.
Well, let's be honest. Have you ever seen the clip of him interrogating interrogating Princess Leia?
Yes, I have.
I have not.
Really?
And his Irish accent is so.
I hate that clip just because like I can't watch Darth Vader and hear that voice.
I've never heard his voice actually.
It's terrible. Like I can't describe how glad I am.
It's very on.
That they voiced James Earl Jones over him.
Yeah, it's the opposite of threatening.
Yes, there's no way you could ever take him seriously.
I'm your father.
But he like talks high pitched and fast too.
What's going on, guys? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Okay, bye.
Oh well, yeah, essentially that's what I'd say.
It's Jar Jar Binks, pretty much.
So, is there anything else we want to talk about?
No, I think we got a little off topic there. Regardless,
Just a little. At least it was somewhat entertaining, I hope. If you're still listening, anyone.
I stopped listening.
You know,
Crickets.
I think I did too. Yeah. So,
I paid attention the entire time.
Wow, aren't you
Because you didn't talk, you were probably taking
special?
notes.
So that was episode 1 of Holocron Herald. I almost said the name wrong. Like I said, I'm Erimus Prime, aka Eric Crownover. You can find me on Twitter at Erimus Prime or Instagram. I've never plugged that before, but you know what? If you like Instagram, you can hit me up there. I rarely check it because I'm a Twitterholic, nothing else. But you know what? If you like the show, want to talk to us about Star Wars or any other nerd stuff that we like, go ahead. So you can find me anywhere at Erimus Prime. Darth Forge, how can we find you on social media?
Pornhub.
Oh my god, you're terrible.
You can find me on Twitter at Darth_Forge, and you can find me on Instagram at John_the_Foreman.
Underscore.
And John does not have an H in it.
Does it have an underscore?
Luke, where can we find you?
First of all, somebody comment me a good name to use, because I don't feel like wasting my time thinking of that.
Of coming up with a name?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just using the one from my Transformers podcast, so you know what? It doesn't have to be Star Wars.
Alright, I'm just gonna go make up.
You could just
He could be Luke Skywalker.
you could just use Sand.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you.
Darth Sand.
I think we just found your name. Darth Sand.
Darth_Sand.
Oh, that account.
I'll just text Eric my Snapchat to put it in the description.
Yeah, check the description. All of this stuff will be there. And you know what? Soon you'll be able to find him at Darth Sand on Twitter, because I am so making that.
I will go make a Twitter just to do that. Darth Sand.
Oh my god, this is what happens when you record podcasts really late at night. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.